Greetings and salutations, you'll know what it is, what it was, and what it should be. All day, every day, double time on Sunday. It's your boy Big Lou, nigga. Look, who's the greatest MC? That shit don't matter to me. My flow's calculated like a master's degree in mathematics, so in science, how I'm bringing this heat is saturated, extrathermic words dropped on the beat. How can this be? Niggas catching Z's right on me, but I ace everything. Greetings and salutations, you'll know what it is, what it was, and what it should be. All day, every day, double time on Sunday. It's your boy Big Lou. Please tell your mom about it. She has to know. This is our first episode for my YouTube channel. Basically, you'll be getting to know me, who I am, what I do, what I love, where I come from, where I'm going. You'll know all those things. And yeah, man, that's basically what's going to be going on this channel. All day, every day, double time on Sunday. Please. Tell your mom about it. She has to know. Your mom has to. Yay. Your mom has to know. How do I break it down? Okay, introducing myself. My name is Luyanda Ntlaganipo Maxwell Sibia. People know me as Big Lou, which is B-I-G-L-U. The capital, by the way. B-I-G is capital. L-U. The L is capital. The U is in small caps. I prefer that because I guess what happened is when I was to draw back to the story, I was back, like it was back in high school, and me and my friends were about to take a bus back home, right? It was exam times, and these gents are older than me, so I've been chilling with older people my whole life, right? At first, it started off as a joke, like, yeah, Big Lou, because back in the days, I used to weigh 130 kgs. Yes, I used to be massive, like heavy, fam. So then went to Google, I searched, there was like so many Big Lou's. But then I realized almost all of them are spelled the same, like big, like B, capital B, small letter I-G, and then L-U, right? My one is different because I like standing out. That's my thing. So describing myself in my name is the whole thing of Big Lou likes to stand out. He's big fucking Lou, you know what I mean? And with that, I guess describing myself is that I love creation. So from the perspective of just making short films or working on a documentary or even taking pictures, all of that is part of of who I am, which is basically creativity. So summing it all up, an introduction to me, I am creativity. I believe that 80% of the time, everything I do it in a more creative way in order to separate myself from the rest, because I don't see myself having a normal life other than creativity. So yeah, that's Big Lou. Big Lou's creative. Big Lou's fun. Big Lou's awesome. Big Lou's all day, every day, double time on Sunday. Please tell your mom about it. She has to know. So how long have I been doing music alone? So I've been writing music since the end of 2014, around the time, because I remember 2014 was the time I was writing poetry and stuff like that. So that's where I started off everything. So from the beginning of like high school, I kind of somewhat stopped writing poetry, but then when I hit grade 9, that's when I decided, no man, this thing is in me. I love this thing. My aunts used to do it. My younger aunts from my father's side used to do poetry. So when I fell in love with the whole idea of it, driving or moving onto music was somewhat easier, because I would say it kind of groomed me in a way, because I started falling into the more I need to do things in tempo, you know. So when I started doing the poetry, the music came along, and that was 2015. I remember it was a friend of mine, a group of friends of mine. We were coming back from exams, and we met this guy named Nkonzo. He's a homeless guy at the time, and he basically started giving me information about Moorish black people, like basically Othello. So that's what he taught me, and that's what I kind of like grew into in terms of making my music more meaningful, because I used to write music from my own perspective of how I felt, but then growing out of that, I kind of somewhat felt the need to have relatable music. So 2015 was when I started writing music, wrote the songs, released all those things I used to do back in 2015. I still do them, I mean, because customer service, you know. But in terms of this music thing, I would say I started in 2014 till date. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 10 years in the game. That's me. 10 years in the game. That's a decade, right? Yeah, that's a decade. That's a decade, right? Yeah. 10 years in the game, 10 years writing, 10 years making music, 10 years of being the greatest. And too many more years, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's me in terms of my music. I'm a musician. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a sound designer. I'm a sound mixer. I'm a boom swinger. Everything and anything in terms of music and sound. That's basically what I do. Okay, that's a part of me that I never thought I'd ever. I had no clue I was going to be a filmmaker. I had no clue I was going to be a sound designer. God was really flexing on that one. Shout out to my nigga God. That's my people. That's my guy. You know what I mean? What had happened was I went to AFTA to go study music, right? Basically when I was still at George Campbell and I was like a youngin', 80% of the time my parents knew me from the poetry sessions I used to host at school, from the poetry sessions I would go to on at different schools. So my science teacher basically told my parents that if I don't go to AFTA, they would have ruined my whole life. At first they nearly did. I ain't gonna lie, because every time I was offering to go to like AFTA or creative arts or whatever, my parents were like, what's music? What is all of that? What are you doing? You know what I mean? But then eventually they kind of warmed up to it, because like they noticed the love I have for it, the love I have for all the music, the love I have for the poetry, the love I have for arts was very deep and vast. So when I went to AFTA, I went to study music, and when I got there, after Durban didn't have music as their curriculum in that year. That was 2019. So then I was like, damn, what am I gonna do? So then they were like, alright, you can just do the motion picture course, and there's still a sound class that you can enter. I'm like, sound? It still sounds like something I want to do, you know what I mean? It's sound at the end of the day. So then after that process of learning how to do sound and understanding, because at first I was like, fuck is this, man? This shit is confusing. There's just so many frequencies. There's all these things that are confusing. But at the end of the day, I told myself that I need to open up to it. I need to understand it. I need to make sure that in some sort of way it's that thing that's going to help me get my degree. Because as much as I did love music, I did want to finish studying, because that's a promise I made to my grandmother. So when I went to AFTA and studied sound, first year was pretty easy because I was working with like third years and people who are way above me, and over the time I started like understanding and falling in love with sound. So that's how my love for film came about. What advice would I give to my younger self? Relax, dog. Like, yeah, it's hard. You have nothing right now. Relax. Like, you young. You got so much shit that you want to do. I know this. I was you. You know what I mean? So just relax. Take your time with everything that you do. Stop sleeping on yourself. Start understanding that you're here to do things that are great. You're here to be the greatest. And you can't be the greatest if 80% of the time you constantly worried about other people. The greatest person didn't worry about what would the next person think. The greatest person didn't say, hey man, I'm about to make this song and it's gonna be the best in the country. So what do I do to attain that, you know? So they just do it. So that's what I would say. to my younger self. Don't worry, don't stress. Start believing in yourself, because you learned that very late. So start believing in yourself right now, because at the end of the day, no one else is going to believe you more than you. So whenever you say you want to go out and achieve something, do that in the next 2-3 hours, because that will start teaching you how to start doing it now. You know what I mean? And that's what I'll tell my younger self. So what I'll be doing on the channel most of the time will be, I would say, filling people in on my life right now. Like daily videos of me recording, not daily, but maybe at least every week, every Friday I'm releasing a video. Every week there's content coming out on what happens in the life of a come up artist, what happens in the life of any artist in that matter. Because most people right now are stuck on social media. Artists be posting videos and trying to stay low key, not realizing that at the end of the day you need to be around people to gain your traction. You need to always be there for them to listen to you. You know what I mean? So this will be my first step into getting people into my life in some sort of way, like posting daily, having sessions where I'm shooting. All those things are going to be what I'll be doing in order to get to the people that I'm trying to get to on the channel. Seeing a lot of me, seeing a lot of performances, seeing a lot of me, seeing a lot of performances, seeing a lot of me making the song, seeing a lot of me mixing and mastering, because that's what I also do. I mix and master my own songs. Yes, I do get help from friends, but at the end of the day, I like to do things myself. And yeah, that's gonna basically be what's going on the channel. Signing out. You'll know what it is, what it was, and what it should be. All day, every day, double time on Sunday. It's your boy Big Lou, and we out.
At this very moment is all that matters to me.
Baby, I'm sorry. My work just keeps calling. I'm trying to change it. My mind just keeps racing. Baby, I'm sorry. My life just is not fair. I'm trying to be here. My life just keeps calling. Started off as two friends that benefit from certain parts of each other.